President Trump is really not looking good, guys. I don't know what else to tell you. Some of the footage coming out of Japan is honestly pretty sad. Let's take a look, and we're going to talk about why the president himself seems to just be kind of admitting that he really cognitively isn't there anymore. Let's take a look. Okay, so this, let's see, is footage from the president's state visit to Japan. And I just want you to look at this and, really take it in. You can see that the prime minister is trying to like steer him. And it looks like this is some kind of formal presentation, but you see he stops, he stares. She tries to be like, hey, come on, come on. You can see there's literally a Japanese armed forces guard who's like trying to get him to go these places. Like he salutes the flag. She doesn't. I don't think that's really a thing a president usually does. You don't have to salute every time you see it. Then he just sort of wanders off. She's not there. He's just wandering around. It's very bizarre. And you can see it looks like, again, the attendant is presenting press, presenting all these people. And she's like, come on, man. Come on. Keep going. Keep going. It's really sad, actually, because you can very clearly see that he needs to be like led around. And bear in mind, guys, the sad part is we ran through this exact thing with Joe Biden. It was very sad, and it was an indictment, really, of the Democratic Party that they allowed Joe Biden to do these things and sort of run around the country, and Trump correctly like roasted him for it, right? And now we have the exact same thing playing out with another man in his 80s trying to masquerade as the president, right? And I want to bear in mind, guys, right? The Japanese prime minister right now, she's, right, Sanai Takachi. She is, let's see if we can get her age here. She's a veritable child compared to him, right? She was born... Let's see, born in 61. So she is, what is that, 65? A paltry 64 years old, right? That is 15 years younger than President Trump, right? And that is really just like wild, dude. Yeah, just wild, man. And I don't know what else to tell you. Right, but let's see. Let's listen to Trump talk about his cognitive fitness in his own words.
All I can tell you is that we have a great group of people, which they don't. They have Jasmine Crockett, a low IQ person. They have AOC's low IQ. You give her an IQ test, have her pass like the exams that I decided to take when I was at Walter Reed. Those are very hard.
Okay, so the exam he took at Walter Reed, he just admitted, was very hard.
They're really aptitude tests, I guess, in a certain way, but they're cognitive tests.
So he admits that they're cognitive tests. And I want to point out, some people are like, he thinks they're IQ tests. He's like, they're cognitive tests, right? That's not the disturbing part. He knows that he's having a cognitive exam. But what he says is they're very hard.
Let AOC go against Trump. Let Jasmine go against Trump. I don't think Jasmine... The first couple of questions are easy. A tiger, an elephant, a giraffe,
Right. Now, what's interesting is he confirms what the test is. He says, hey, it's a tiger, an animal,
When you get up to about 5 or 6, and then when you get up to 10 and 20 and 25, they couldn't come close to answering any of those questions. All I can tell.
They could never come close to answering numbers 15, 20, and 25. Now, what is he talking about? What he's talking about, guys, is a MoCA. MoCA is a Montreal Cognitive Assessment test. This is a standard, what's called a dementia screening test. And what it is that essentially it is a quick, easy way to test someone's basic cognitive skills in a variety of domains to make sure that to see if they should be looked further at for a dementia diagnosis, right? It's a screening test. They have them for actually a bunch of stuff: depression, anxiety, postpartum depression, right? When your wife if your wife or girlfriend has a kid and they go to their first visit with a pediatrician or their OBGYN, they're actually going to get a little questionnaire that's like, hey, have you had a loss of interest in things? It'll be 5 or 6 questions. It's not a diagnosis, but it tells the doctor, hey, this person is doing great. We don't even need to follow up and ask more. Or it says, hey, there's some red flags here. We should look further. And the fact that Trump said, okay, one, he identified the test because he said this naming of animals. This is, again, one of the cognitive domains, kind of a general knowledge associations, right? You think of people with dementia that forget their kids' names. This is sort of checking to see if you have the early stages of that, right? Horse, tiger, duck. You can see, right, visual, spatial, executive, where you go 1A, 2B, This is what he says is easy. Copy the bed. Draw a clock. This is a classic one where they actually want to see if you've got the clock with the right shape, you have numbers more or less structured correctly, and that the clock has 2 hands, right? 5 past 10. Now, this is something that's probably going to have to get redone in the next couple of years because we're going to see people who haven't seen an analog clock in a long time being asked to do some recall, right? But this is one, there aren't 20 questions. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 questions. So the fact that he thought there were 25 is kind of disturbing. And he's like, there's no way that they are going to get these all right. One of the questions, for example, is read the list of words. You must be able to repeat them back. Do 2 trials, even if the first trial is successful. Do a recall after 5 minutes. So they say leg, cotton, school, tomato, white. And then say it back to me. They go leg, cotton, school, tomato, white. And then they say it back to me again. Leg, cotton, school, tomato, white. And then they do some other stuff where you repeat the digits in order. 2, 4, 8, 1, 5. You repeat them backwards. The doctor says 4, 2, 7, and you say 7, 2, 4. Then you have to tap every time you hear the A. This is an attention. These are attention tests. And you have to do serial 7 subtraction starting at 60. So you have to go 60, 53, 46, 39, 32, 25, right? Then you do language. You repeat back a statement, right? Name the maximum number of words in 1 minute to begin with the letter B. These are not, I'm saying these because you have to understand, these are not IQ test questions. These are recall, right? If you can get 11 words in a minute that start with B, boy, basket, basketball, baboon, all right? Abstraction, you have to find links between concepts like a banana and an orange are fruit, a hammer and a screwdriver are tools, matches and a lamp are lights. And then they say, revisit those words. Remember leg, cotton, school, tomato, white? Yeah, give them back, right? So all of this, right? And they have to make sure you know today's day, month, year, city. This is scary, actually. I mean, imagine, I would be curious. I'd love it if someone in the U.S. press corps was to just drop this on Trump. Hey, what's today's date for my notes? And where are we right now? And just see if he can get it. See if he can get date, month, year, day, place, city. To be clear, again, sometimes all the days blur together. And definitely if you're traveling to Japan, I'll give you a pass, right? To say, is it the 28th or the 29th? I get it, dude. No shade. But simply put, right? And by the way, you get 1 extra point if you finished high school. And normal is 26 to 30. So not a lot of room for misses. The fact is, this shouldn't be that hard. And unfortunately, for someone like AOC or Jasmine Crockett, or again, just an adult without cognitive impairment, they should be able to pass this pretty comfortably. You and I should be able to pass this pretty comfortably. The fact that he found it incredibly hard, the fact that he didn't even remember that there weren't 25 questions. He basically said after these, they got really hard, should be a red alert. That should be an alert to the United States that the president may not be fit for office. And again, we've gone through this. We've gone through this with another president, with another 80-year-old that we put in office. And the U.S., the Democratic Party, way too late decided not to run him correctly. And it was validated as correct. Because remember, a month after Joe Biden left office, he said, actually, by the way, I have terminal cancer. So Joe Biden would have died in office anyway. Or been having extreme, been undergoing chemotherapy, right? Undergoing significant radiation chemotherapy treatments. He would have no business running the country. But again, the part that is so aggravating is that like Trump himself is kind of an asshole, sure. And an asshole with dementia can become more of an asshole. I think we're seeing that. But what is disturbing is that there is a total lack of service. There's a total lack of sense that, is this appropriate to have this guy running the country, right? Is it appropriate to have this guy doing this? Is there no mechanism? Does no one in government think there should be a mechanism to rein in, to do some kind of cognitive check, right? A panel of physicians that does, even just saying, hey, you have to do these standard screening battery tests and disclose it to the public. Just disclose your results to the public. And instead, this obfuscation, these lies, these secrets, it's so hard to trust. This is why people have no trust in the political system, because we've all seen aging parents. We've all seen what this is like, and we're watching it happen. And the thing is that's so annoying is not that it happened once, right? You know, everybody talks about, hey, aging parents, you don't really see the signs, and then one day you just can't deny them anymore, right? Fine, sure. But the second time it happens, you don't have that happen. You don't go, damn, another parent has dementia. You go, no, my dad forgot my birthday. I remember when this happened to mom. Dad, you're going to the doctor. The fact that that families around the country can do it, and the U.S. government is impotent to just make sure the president doesn't have dementia, and that it's happened twice, is fucking insane. Anyway, guys, Alfred Sergei Zinchenko, Thomas Anderson, William Alexander, Georgiev, and L90, all of our lieutenant tier folks. I couldn't do it without you guys. I appreciate you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.